Hey yo guys, welcome back. My name is HM and I hope you're doing absolutely fantastic, and if you're new here, this warm welcomes you. Guys, I'm finally back to being a functioning human being. I've been sick the past couple of days since our big Black Friday Baku hunt, and I got super sick. But now, those past couple of days that I've been sick, inspiration kind of struck, because I held a poll a few days ago that I was asking what you guys wanted to see on the channel, and you guys actually wanted to see some TCG stuff. So we did a live stream and whatnot. But with Legends coming out, there's been some really interesting things being talked about in the community. Mostly fusions, because fusions are coming back and they're stronger than ever. So, we have a special pack to open up today, and I kind of want to go through some of the things that make fusions really good. I actually, as you can see, I don't have all that many. I didn't really collect too many of them because Armored Alliance was... Ever since the first season, I kind of stopped collecting everything, so... like everything from like cores and stuff, I kind of started focusing on like translucents. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and open up something that I think actually has an extremely good fusion in it, and what makes fusions powerful. And that would be this really cool Baku-Gear pack. This has one of my favorite fusions in it, that being this really cool Heyo and Dragonite X Tretorous. Then you've got a couple other really good ones. I think this one's kind of decent. This is Hydranoid X Krakelios. Howlkor X Serpenteze is pretty good. I don't know anything about Sabra and Pyravian, though. This will be my first Sabra and Pyravian, and the Baku-Gear is looking pretty cool. We're going to go ahead and bust into this. I'm going to try and keep this relatively short on the unboxing. We're going to get right into it, check out the character cards. Hopefully this has some pretty cool action cards for the TCG in it, too, to talk about. But I will say, with some of these fusions, why they're good, and which fusions you should be looking out for. So let's go ahead and bust into this and check out what it's got. So many freaking plastic strips. Check that out. Gosh, the colors are so cool on this one. It is time to release the Kraken. Let's check this out. Look at these colors. Fusions are so cool. Neat. Alright, before we check out the figures and whatnot, we will check out the cards, because I really want to know what's in here. It's been quite a while since I opened up a product with cards in them, so let's check out the cores. We've got, gear reduction stuff. I hope all these are, like, gear reduction. That'd be cool. There's a fusion core. That's cool. Another gear reduction. Nice. Damage reduction core. Plus 500 magic shield. Plus 500 fusion core. That's good. Especially now. Another plus 500. I don't know if you'd want to use that for the plus 2, though. And another plus 400. Well, 200 of fusions, but that's pretty cool. Okay, let's check out the actual cards now. I'm so excited. We've got some folding instructions. And then, yeah, some gear cards. Some newer gear cards. So we've got Burn Cutter, which is kind of cool. I mean, it comes with a lot of stuff, so... Same with Unholy Bow, yeah. Bright Flame, that's not terrible. Okay, that's a pretty decent card. Gives you double strike and plus 600 B, so hey, that's a nice one. Improvised Armor, 2 damage and draw 2. Then we have... Okay, we're into the character cards now. So, let's go ahead and talk about these, because we have some pretty interesting Bakugan in here. So, first up we have Hydranoid X Krakelios. This actually has a Flaming Fist and a Helix, which is pretty cool. Fairly unique lineup. It's 3 to fuse, and it's 600 Intuit base, so 3 is actually a pretty good cost for a fusion. I don't know how good the energy curve for this is going to be, though. But the thing that I like about fusions is the actual fused side is built into the character card. So you don't have to draw this, you can use this at any point, and these are fairly hard to actually stop. With gear, you can destroy gear, so you could pay a bunch of energy just for it to be destroyed the next turn. So, we will check out the fuse side of this, and kind of give it a little bit of judging, I guess. 906, so for 3 energy, you're getting, what, plus 300 V-power, and 3 more damage? So, no, that's 4 more. Overall, this isn't terrible. it is nice that it is a permanent boost. If you're landing on the Helix on the fused side, you'll be at 1500? I want to say 15. Yeah, that's not terrible. 15 and 3. So, I mean, there are Bakugan that can just hit this right out of the gate. So, this is the risk you're taking with using a fusion. There are fusion support cards that we're going to go over in the future of this video. So, stick around for that. I've got a lot of stuff set to the side, so we have a lot to talk about. So, let's go ahead and check out Hydranoid X Krakelios, sporting its really cool blue and green paints. This is a very neat design. I thought these came out more, these other heads, but no. It's a very, very streamlined design. So to close it, I'm guessing you have to close the legs first, and then just fold the heads. It looks like... yeah, that looks about right. The camera's not wanting to stay in focus. Let's go ahead and get this in focus, and then show you the ball form, because I'm really digging it. Something's going on right there. Very, very different design. This one I would say is decent. I don't know if it would be among the best, but I do like Hydranoid and Krakelios, so it's pretty cool to see them in one form. So let's go ahead and see if I can land a roll with this. Of course not. Of course not. But yeah, I would say that this is a pretty decent Bakugan. For the next one, we have, oh my boy, this is the good stuff. So this one is also a 3 cost. If you'll notice a trend, I like the lower cost Evos, because this allows you to abuse some of the things with the latest set. And it's almost like the cards are made specifically for these Bakugan, which is cool. This set is also Shields of Astroya, so we have another 603. Oh, this one has 1 extra damage. 3 to fuse again. It's got a magic shield and a green fist, which is cool. And then when you fuse, this is a much better curve. So now you're at 1200. And look at this guy. He looks so cool. So 1205. I would say this is one of the better ones because it can hang with the best. It doesn't rely on needing a specific core to get a bonus. It's just 1200 flat. For 3 energy, that's pretty awesome. So if you're landing on a magic shield, this thing is at 16... no, this is at 1850. 1850 and 5. And if you're landing on a fusion core, this is hitting 2000. So this one, to me, is very good. I don't know if it's considered to be, like, one of the best. I would say this one goes as far as being worth it, because it's really hard to stop a fusion once you get it fused. So this one is definitely going in a deck in the future. Next up, now let's go ahead and take a look at him. I gotta see him. I love the colors on this thing. And you could argue that maybe white isn't the best primary color for this. I love it. I almost want to paint it and give it more details, because you can see a lot of the wing details, and they're just not shown off much. And the whole back end of this thing is just not painted at all. I love it. This is by far one of my favorite fusions. I really wanted to pick up the Legends one because I know it's good, but we'll get to that at some point in the near future. But yeah, that's a very solid fusion. I would say that this pack alone is worth it for that one. There is a couple other ones that might be interesting, though. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at Sabra and Pyravian. I actually don't know what this one is bringing, but this is my first Sabra and Pyravian. I'm not sure what Sabra is in the show. It looks a lot like Nilius, so I'm sure there's a reason. But this one starts off at 701, which is kind of low for the core lineup it's got. And it's 5 to fuse, so if this thing isn't breaking like 1300, I don't know if it's worth using. Oh. Yeah, this one's kind of, I don't know. It could be good for damage, but your cores aren't relegated to damage. Shields are for B power, and Green Fist can be for damage, but more for gear plays, I guess. Yeah, I think you could make this work, but you would solely have to go on the damage route. And even then, you have to consider the fact that you're paying 5 of your energy to fuse this thing, and then you'll have to pay another extra 2, I think, is for Might of Syndius. So you're going to want to fuse this at the end of a turn and then play a Damage Victor card afterwards. But I would personally not use this. I'd rather use something that just has 12 plus damage built into it automatically when it picks up certain cores. It is a very cool Bakugan, though. We'll go ahead and take a look at it with its gear and stuff, because it kept wanting to flop over. And I will say, it is a really cool design. This one is definitely unique. Sheesh, this thing is actually really heavy. You could actually see Pyravian's head there in the middle, which is super cool. This gear is very neat. I could see me putting this on a lot of different things just for the heck of it. But yeah, this is Sabra and Pyravian. Let's go ahead and try to close it. Okay, I went ahead and figured out how to close it before. So, you want to fold the legs, and then the heads, and the heads will actually hold the legs in place, which is nice. And then the wings, and those hold everything else together. And then these weird, like, leg stand kind of things. You want to fold those, and then you want to close the main magnet mechanism. And that is Pyravian and Sabra. This thing looks super cool. This gold is super smooth. Very, very cool Bakugan. I can see why people actually really like this one. But yeah, that's Sabra and Pyravian. Go ahead and open it back up and put it in the back for now. And then our final Bakugan, which I think is actually pretty decent. It is Howlkor and Serpenteze Ultra. And now you know me, I love Serpenteze. This one is rocking double shields, 702, which is not bad. So if you're landing on a shield, a plus 400 shield, this will give you 1100, which is nice. And on a fusion core, I think I think that one only goes up to 400 too, but it's not bad. 5 to fuse. Now, if this is any good, this will break, hopefully, the 1200 threshold, because that'd be a decent curve, I would say. 1100. Okay, I actually, personally, I thought this was a double helix. It's actually a double shield, so I'm a little confused where I kind of got lost in all that, but honestly, this one isn't terrible. I mean, it's 1500, which is, see, I say it's not terrible, but things now just break that. So it is a very cool Bakugan. I think you could make it work. It's just you have to consider what you're paying 5 energy for, because what could you do with that 5 energy instead of fusing? You could play a gear on it and get pretty much the same effect. The only thing you're risking by playing a gear is it being destroyed easily, and that is a big risk. These are kind of harder to shut down because I'm not sure if there are many cards that you can use to unfuse your opponent's Bakugan, but this will make your Bakugan permanently at 1104, which is cool. If it's landing on a fusion magic shield, this thing will be at 1900, which is better than a lot of stuff, which is cool. So, just be prepared to run certain things with these fusions. But, with that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at the figure. This thing is super cool. I've actually been wanting to pick up the Chaos version of this because it just looks super neat. I will say the paint application is kind of goofy. You can see it looks like a lot of it is sprayed on, so it's oversprayed a lot. But, you know, it's still a very, very good-looking design. It could be fixed up fairly easily, I think. But, you know, I genuinely like this mold. I think Serpenteze and Howlkor was actually kind of a good idea. Let's just give Cerberus some wings. But yeah, this is a really neat one. I think it is worth running if you like Howlkor and Serpenteze, so please, by all means, run it. But let's go ahead and close it. I actually kind of had a hard time closing this one. So, legs first, bottom head's in, top head, kind of fold everything up accordingly. I don't even think you need to do the bottom heads first, so you could just do everything else, and then fold these bottom heads, and then wrap the tailpiece around. And there you have it. There's Howlkor and Serpenteze in the ball form. Looking very cool. The gold is always such a nice accent to these other colors. I'm guessing that this thing, since it's an Ultra, can probably, yeah, it can double core pretty good. So this one is already looking to be quite the monster if you can learn how to roll it properly. So that already gives it a leg up on the competition. So for the rest of these, let's see if they can double core, because I think that is a very important competitive aspect to some Bakugan. Sometimes they come with weaker magnets or weaker joints. I'm pretty sure Dragonoid and Tretorous kinda can. Yeah, so this one's already looking like it could be pretty good too if you learn how to roll it. Hydranoid and Krakelios, I don't think it's going to be able to, but yeah, it's one of those weird ones where it's like a core. So I guess it really depends on the orientation of the cores. You have to kind of like half and half them. And then I have no doubts that Sabra and Pyravian could probably easy double core. Oh yeah, for sure. So Ultras are usually the safe bet to see if they can, you know, double core. If you're lucky, and no triple core. That's the thing of dreams right there, getting 3 cores. But yeah, fusions are pretty unique. So I want to talk about what fusions are going to be the really good ones. And none of them are actually in this pack. And this is actually an older one that I have. Excuse me, still kind of fighting being sick. But this fusion right here is actually an older one. And these are the kind of fusions that we are going to be seeing a lot of in Legends. These fusions activate when you land on a specific core. And the reason that makes them good is because, one, they fuse for free, and the trade-off is actually fairly decent most of the time. So this one is 803, and this one is from Shields of Astroya, so this is older. This one has a shield and a green fist, which is not very good, but if it's landing on a magic shield, plus 100, or 800, man, if I could speak, a plus 800 magic shield, this thing will be at 1600, which is not bad. But the kicker is, you're going to want to unfuse a lot, because there are cards, like some of these ones. Hold on. We'll go through some of them. Where is the one that I want to talk about? Right here. Here's a pretty good instance. Lord Bracken. When you fuse a Bakugan, draw 2. Things like these. And then you can play cards like this. And I know that the wording is kind of weird, but it's been officially confirmed that this is unfusing a Bakugan, even though this is called Pyrus Fuser. You could play this in a deck and unfuse the Bakugan and roll it multiple times if you have rerolls. So that is really good. There's another one. When you fuse a Bakugan, make a Pyrus attack for 3 damage. So there's a lot of playmaking with fusions right now because of Shields of Astroya. Turn one of your fusions Bakugan face down to make a Pyrus attack equal to its fusion cost. That could be really good for things that have extremely high fusion costs. This is an extremely expensive card, though, and it is not a hero. So is one time. It could be very good, though. I have 2 of those. This one just gives you... If you're running a fusion team, right, and you have a bunch of fusion Bakugan on your team, this could come in handy because this is only a 3 cost. It gives you plus 200 for each fusion Bakugan on your team, and it gives you double strike, so that's already pretty good. There's just so much in this new set. I say new set, but it's already a couple of years old. There's another one. Draw for each fusion Bakugan on your team, and it gives you plus 800. There's just so much that could be good. And there's a really good one. 300B for each fusion Bakugan on your team? Man. That's what, 1200? 1200 for 3? There's just so much. There's another really good one. When you fuse a Bakugan and give a Bakugan plus 600B, it's a hero. It happens every time. You can literally do this multiple times. So, guys, Shields of Astroya is looking very good. Fusions are looking to be better. I don't have any of the newer fusions, unfortunately, but I just kind of wanted to... Let's get this back in focus. I wanted to just talk about some of the fusions that can be good, and the reason why a lot of the newer ones are going to be fairly strong with these effects because they're so easy to trigger. And then you get the cheaper ones like this boy that's just all around fairly solid for 3 cost. You could fuse it and then get a turn out. It's maybe set up for next turn. I don't even think you have to be using the Bakugan in battle to fuse it. So you might be able to do stuff on the side field while your main Bakugan is battling or something. I don't know. There is so much that is so interesting about fusions right now, and I'm actually highly intrigued on where we're going to go with the meta of fusions and whatnot. But people wanted more TCG stuff on the channel, so I figured I'd go ahead and try to give a little bit of my insight and why I think fusions are looking a lot better. A lot of people in the Bakugan community, like Haru and Viva, they brought fusions to my attention and why they may actually be fairly good coming up, because Shields of Astroya is already a really good set, and we've got a ton of new fusions coming out that are bonkers. So, guys, seriously, if you like this kind of video, please give it a thumbs up. I know it was a lengthier one. I tried to keep it a little bit shorter, but it really does mean the world to me. I do like the TCG a lot, and I know I don't really cater myself as a TCG guy, but this is kind of what I also want to do on the channel. I want to become more aware of these things. I'm also trying to do live streams to deck build. We actually built a deck a little while ago, and I want to do a fusion deck coming up here in the future, so once we get our hands on some Legends fusions, I'll probably try to cater a deck towards fusions. I've got quite a few good fusion cards. Seriously, if you want to play fusions, you've got to pick up Shield to Destroy It. So, seriously, go ahead and pick up a box, get some good cards, figure out what Bakugan you want to use on your team. Just take the things that I say with a grain of salt, because I'm not a super big meta guy. I genuinely think some Bakugan have their strengths and others have their weaknesses. And some of the Bakugan that I think are really good are usually not very good. So, seriously, guys, it would mean the world to me if you gave it a thumbs up. And if you want to become one with this forum, please subscribe. We're going to be trying to do some more content like this fairly regularly, where I just give some of my insights on the competitive side of Bakugan. Judge it harshly, do whatever you want. This is all in good fun. And I'm just glad you sat through and watched the whole thing, because it's a longer video. So that's going to do it for me, guys. Please subscribe, because there's a large majority of people that are watching this channel that aren't subscribed. It would mean the world to me. We're kind of close to 600, but we're getting there. Anyway, guys, I can rant forever. That's going to do it for me, and I guess I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.